good morning, family. Happy Motivational Monday. How is everyone doing? Look, family, this is the last Monday of 2014. How will you let this day end? How will you let it begin? This is a great time in Team Effort Network. As you all know, we are all in a position of favor, and so many great, wonderful things are happening in our lives this year. So many wonderful things have happened in our lives this year, and greater things are yet to come, family. This is just the beginning. It's just getting started. Have you had a wonderful year? Yes, you have. Is 2015 going to be even greater? Yes, it is. Why? Because you have put yourself in a position of favor. You have made a decision. You are going forward. You're looking straight to the top, and you're not looking back. And here we go. Well, you have dialed into the Team Effort Lifestyle Call, where you will hear things that will move you from fact to faith to action. This is your host, Pastor Nikisha, along with my business partner, Pastor Del Wafer. Family, the line is open. Who's on the call with you? Introduce yourself. Where are you calling in from?
This is Pat Lowe, North Carolina, and Happy New Year, Kin family.
Hi, Pat Lowe from North Carolina. How are you this morning?
I'm doing fantastic, Pastor Denise. Great to hear your voice.
Oh, it's good to hear you first thing this morning. I love it. What's going on, girl?
I tell you what, just planning our strategy for 2015. I know you are too.
Yes, ma'am. I'm ready for it. I look, Pat. Our 2015 started on our Jumpstart call this month. You know that, right? Our 2015 has already started, and it has
absolutely, sweetheart, and we're on it.
Yes, ma'am. Well, it's good to hear you this morning, Pat. Give Ed our love.
I will, sweetheart. Millionaire in the making. Sheila Taylor McDuffie, Atlanta, Maryland.
Good morning, Miss Sheila Taylor. You and your entire crew are with you, right? I know y'all are together. I know y'all are there.
Yeah, just a few of us are here in the mountains in Massanutten, Virginia, enjoying just life.
Wow. And Miss Sheila, isn't that the lifestyle that's offered here in Team? Isn't that the lifestyle that's offered here in Team Effort Network?
Yes, it is. Yes. Yeah.
Living the life up in the mountains, just enjoying the breeze.
Yes, it is. It's a blessing. Truly, it is.
Wow.
So we're grateful for Team Effort Network and all our family in Tim. We're excited.
Wow. Thank you.
Good morning,
Pastor D.
Good morning, Pastor D. Season's greetings and happy Yuletide. This is Paul and Alfreda Jackson calling from Massanutten, along with the McDuffies. We feel that we should turn it up before we turn it on again. So we get back, bring it to the end big. Yes. So good to hear your voice. Good morning, family. Season's greetings.
Come on, Mr. Jackson. Turn it up, man. Turn it up.
That's right. Tear them doors down. Tear them doors down in 2015.
That's right, Mr. Jackson. Going straight to the top. Ain't looking back. Moving forward, right?
Yes, ma'am. In a big way.
You know, Mr. Jackson, you're out there on the mountaintop with Sheila and Frida and Robert and Yolanda. And I was just telling Sean, I said, isn't this the lifestyle that is offered through Team Effort Network? What do you have to say about that?
That is so true. And you have to reward yourself when you work hard. You know, you have to take some time off. You have to re-energize and spend the time with people that you enjoy. Spending time with family and friends makes the reward great.
Wow.
Work hard and relax well.
That's it. That's right, sir. Well, thank you for being here this morning. Good to hear you turn up. Oh, Jackson. Who else is with us this morning? Go right ahead. Introduce yourself. I'm going to mute out in just a few.
Jesse Bowden is in the building.
All right, Jesse. Jesse's at work. Don't talk too loud.
Exactly. It's obvious to tell where I'm calling from.
Well, good morning, Jesse Bowden. Sounds to be a Mercedes-Benz driver.
Oh, we getting it done. I'm going to get it done.
I know that's right.
I'm getting it done.
Yes,
John Joseph, Emeryville, California.
Woo, Pastor Pastor Joseph coming from the West Coast. What's going on, sir?
We're just trying to turn up the heat like Paul Jackson. We got to turn up the heat.
That's it. That's right. Turn it up and keep turning up, right?
That's right.
Good to hear you this morning, sir.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
The conference is now in presentation mode. Your line is muted.
To you as well, Pastor Don Joseph, and everyone else that's dialing in this morning. Happy New Year. And I tell you, as Kat said this earlier, this 2015 has already started with us in Team Effort Network. But I want you to be just realize. Look at what Sheila and Mr. Jackson was saying this morning. They're on vacation, out at a resort, at a mountaintop, just enjoying life. Paul Jackson said you have to reward yourself. You have to take off and go on vacation. But the great thing here is when you take off now, you can afford to go on vacation. See, in your 9 to 5, you can take off work. Sure, you can take off a week. You can be off a week. But can you afford to go anywhere? Not what they're paying you. But the Team Effort Network, they're offering a lifestyle. And I'm hearing so many wonderful calls where people are going on the vacations that they dreamed about going on. Now they're finally going. They're finally getting together with their friends and their family, and they're going places. People are looking for new homes to purchase and to buy. People have already bought their new homes. Getting the home that they want, not one that they have to settle for, but one that they really want. People are saving up their money. They have a nice savings account now. They can go in the store and buy the clothes that they want to buy without looking at the price tag. They're putting their children in the type of schools that they want to put them in instead of the schools that they're told that they have to go in. And they're buying their children things that their children wanted before, where they've been told before, no, you can't have it. So many wonderful things that just unfolding in our lives, the things that we should not be able to do, we can now embrace it and do it and enjoy it and live an abundant life and have these wonderful friends that we're meeting here in Team Effort Network from around the world. Look, Pastor Don Joseph, he's over on the West Coast, but we are so close, and I can feel his presence. Why? Because we connect through this wonderful company. Pat Loke, she's in North Carolina, but there's so much love that flows from each one of us in this company. Why? Because we're on a mission. We're on a mission in Team Effort Network. We're on a mission to get the word out about these vitamin sprays. And why is that mission so important? Because these vitamin sprays are doing wonders in the lives of people that we have connected with. We can't say that our vitamin sprays can heal or cure any sickness or disease that you may have. So what we can say, if you tune into this call and listen to the testimonies, you can hear life-changing stories that people are having as a result of taking these vitamin sprays. I was on Facebook this week, and I saw Sherry and David Reed. They're just like two little teenagers now, riding around on their bicycles. I mean, come on, that's just precious. Riding around on their bicycles, videotaping each other, living the life, enjoying life, just having an abundance of life that's been so freely given to us. So, yes, we have a wonderful thing to offer to people, and we need to embrace that as we share these vitamin sprays. Look at the results that they're going to have from taking the sprays for their health, but also look at the results they're going to have as a result of their finances being changed. It's the lifestyle that Melanie McGill wants each and every one of us to have, and it's the lifestyle we are beginning to live, and it's making me smile. I'm going to stop right here and bring up my business partner, one-star DCQ qualified executive founding member, Pastor Dale Wafer. Are you there, sir? Pastor Dale, are you there? And if Pastor Jill is not there, I am going to go right into our motivational Monday morning. As you know, we come to the call every Monday morning, listen to this great leader that we have. She so passionately teach us and fill us up and give us so many wonderful tools that we can apply to our daily walk as we're going about and sharing the vitamin sprays and how to build your business, how to bring people aboard with you. And we just love the tips that you bring to the table, along with the joy and enthusiasm and the passion that goes along with it. So let us welcome to the call our coach, Nikisha. Nikisha, are you there?
I'm here, Pastor Denise. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you loud and clear. How are you this morning?
Fabulous. It is cold in California. Oh, my word.
Wow.
Well,
what is it? 50
degrees.
Wait a minute, Keisha. Excuse me. What is it, 50 degrees? Because it could be 50 in California. I swear it's just freezing.
That's true. Well, it was actually 30 when I woke up, but yeah, the house was like 61. That's really cold for us.
Well, I gotta say, it's not that cold here on the East Coast. Oh, we got 44 degrees, so I guess it is kind of cold for the West Coast. You said 38?
There you go. Yeah, well, it was 33 when I first woke up. I know, it's cold for us. When it turns 58, we start to get the jackets out and heaters get sold out at the stores. The struggle is real in California.
Well, we're going to pray for your warmth. Well, we're used to it.
Well, Pastor Denise, I am so excited about this training today because it's the new year, and I wanted to talk about New Year's, a new you, or a turned up you, as Paul Jackson has. Whatever it is, I think this is a great time of year for us to start to just reflect on what's going on in 2014. Maybe you hit all your goals and you're riding high, and that's great. And this year your goals are even bigger. Or maybe you didn't hit the goals that you wanted to hit, and this year you're just like, I don't know. Well, today we are going to get you excited about goal setting today, because we're going to talk about why we need to do it, and then we're going to also talk about some tips to help us do it. But what I found is really interesting, Pastor Denise, is I've been hearing a lot of people say, oh, you're not going to do that New Year's resolution stuff and make the same goals you did last year and fail again this year. And it's so weird because even Harvard Business School, they did a study, and they found that out of 100 graduates, they just took a poll, a sampling, about 3% of those people made goals for themselves. Harvard graduates, I thought that was pretty shocking. And out of that, about 3% of those people have actually become successful. So there's a direct correlation between goal setting and actually achieving your goals and achieving the kind of success that you want in your life. But I'm always interested into why do we need to set goals? Because I know when I first got into this business, or, the business world in general, that's one thing they pound in your head: set goals, set goals, set goals, set goals. It's kind of like you have a vague idea of what you want to accomplish in your head, but writing them down and getting really specific with them, it just somehow changes. And here's a couple of things why we need to have goals. So number one, and there's no particular order that these are in, these are just different thoughts. Goals prepare you forward. So having goals can focus and visualize you and help you connect with your inner desires. You may say that you want to lose weight, but what does that mean? You want to make more money, but what does that mean? How much more money? And what are you going to do? And how are you going to get there? If you only leave it an unopened question of you want to make more money and you make an extra $1, you hit your goal. So, but is that really what you wanted? So if we want to propel forward, if we want to get moving into the direction that we want to go, we really have to set not only big goals that are really scary, but you also want to set smaller goals that help you take the steps to get to those bigger goals. And that's the one thing that goals also does is number two. It transforms insurmountable mountains into walkable hills. And what does that mean? That means that you may have a goal that you want to be a 10-star executive, right? That's a big goal, right, Pastor Denise, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
You want to max out the compensation plan, be a 10-star executive. Well, if you don't break that down into smaller goals, because I can tell you one thing, family, you're not going to do it by yourself. It's going to have to be a team effort. So your team's going to have goals, and everyone's going to have to play their part. And so when you start to do proper goal setting, you can take these really large, big ideas and aspirations and break them down into small steps. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And that's how you attack your goals, is one step at a time. Becoming a 10-star executive won't happen tomorrow when you have your first TTP. It could, I'll receive that if that happens to you. I'm happy for you. But the reality is that it probably won't. So you want to make sure that you break those down into smaller goals. What else does goals do? What else does goals do? Do goals do? Yeah. It helps us to believe in ourselves. It fuels our ambition. It's not about isn't just about creating a life and holding yourself accountable. It's also about giving yourself inspiration for all those thoughts that you have that we never thought was possible. You can have a 10-star executive dream, And there's going to be times where you're going to feel like, oh my goodness, it's just too big. I can't. But then you start to see that vision of what would your life be like if you were a 10-star, or maybe a 1-star, or maybe if you got car qualified, or whatever your goal is for yourself. How does that going to change your life? How is it going to make you feel about yourself? These goals are not just, things that are written down on papers, but they're really designed to inspire us, to guide us, to lead us in a direction to say, this is our charge. I can't remember the exact scripture, but my people perish without, no, it's not that one. It's about the vision. No, maybe it's not that. Do you know which one I'm talking about, Pastor Denise?
Which one? Without the vision, they complain about people perished by the lack of knowledge? Or is it the people without a vision? Okay. Oh, without the vision, the people perish. Without a vision, the people perish.
Yes.
You know that one.
Thank you, Pastor Denise. See, that's why I always rely on you, because I know you're there. I love that. So we can do that for each other. So it's really, really important for us to have a vision for our life and to really believe in ourselves, believe that we can do that. And that's what goals are designed to help us do. Number 4, goals hold us accountable for failure. You ever look back at one of those goals and say, oh, yeah, I really quite didn't even work on that one this year? It really, because how do you know if you didn't make it if you didn't have anywhere to go anywhere? If you're wandering around in the forest and you have nowhere to go, are you really lost? No, you're just wandering around in the forest because you had no destination that you were actually trying to reach. And so goals are really important. So when we look back, and this is why you can't just do it at the beginning of the year. And I think this might be some of the criticism of New Year's resolutions, is that people will do them at the beginning of the year. They'll get really excited and motivated. And they say, statistically speaking, within 3 weeks of the new year, people have forgotten their goals. And so it's not something that you're only supposed to do at the beginning of the year. I mean, we talk about it at the beginning of the year, but it's something you really should be evaluating every single day, every single week, every single month, every single, year. You should be looking at these goals, revising them, changing them, updating them. It should be something that's a living, breathing thing, because it helps you to be accountable for failure. And if you only make them at the beginning of the year and you never look at them again, you might not really make the goals that you want to make. I'm not trying to say that you won't make it. I'm just saying that it's important for us to look at it every single day, and it's important for us to be accountable for things that we wanted to do that we didn't do. Goals tell you what you truly want is number 5. And what I mean by that is that, sometimes we want money, and sometimes we want fame or fortune or, a new husband or whatever it is that you want. I'm not judging you. But really it might be just, you need a better relationship with your husband. You ever thought of that? And so that's really what goals are going to do. And that's one of the tips that we're going to talk about, is really finding out that why. Because when you can find out the why for anything, you can endure anyhow. That's a quote. I'm sure, Miss Anita Poole will tell me who that was by, but I know that that's a quote from someone that I really, really enjoy. And so it really allows us to sit down and visualize our lives and tell us what we really, really want. Maybe you don't need a new husband. Maybe you guys just need to go to counseling. Maybe you just need to spice up your love life. These are just things and ideas that you can think of, because when you have a time to sit down and do your goals, and that's the reason why I don't do goals like sitting on the phone or doing like this, because it's really something that you want to take time and you want to spend much praying time. You want to really sit down. You really, really want to think about it. You really want to create that vision and then break that up. It takes time to really create some really well thought out goals. But it really tells us what you truly want. Another one, number 6, is it helps us to live life to the fullest. When you take time to set your goals, you ensure that your life is going to be getting the most out of every moment that you have. And so it's really, really important that we have these goals, because when you're looking at your life, it's really easy to get caught up in the urgent things that we need to do now. I need to go here, I need to do that, I need to do this, I need to do this. But when you really sit back and do proper goal setting, you can start to see this vision of your life. Maybe an extra $1,000 a month would help you to stay on track with whatever you want to do. And that's great, and I'm excited about that. But you know what? Maybe an extra $10,000 a month would help you to help somebody else get their life on track. You know what I'm saying? It really allows you to just live life to the fullest, to look at those things that are way out there, way beyond anything that you could ever imagine, and start to bring them into your reality by breaking down goals step by step on how you're going to get there. And so you really want to live that full life. And so when you're doing your goal setting, you want to think about all areas of your life. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. And then lastly, goal setting perpetuates more activity. once we get a goal accomplished, it also gives us a lot of energy and excitement. I don't know about you, Pastor Denise and family. I love to do this. I am a big sticky note person, right? I write all my daily activities and things that I need to do on sticky notes. And it gives me so much pleasure to cross things off. I love just the cross mouth full. I love just crossing things off that and when I see that sticky note and I've just got all these things accomplished and I have all these check marks and crossed out things, I just feel like, yes, I have worked today and I've got things done. And that's what goals are designed to do, is to give you that energy that says, man, look at me, I accomplished that, which is why we like to break our goals down. You don't want to just say, I want to make more money and just leave it at that. You want to say, okay, what are we going to do to make more money? What's our first step? What's our second step? Let's start crossing those things off. And then at the end of the year or at the end of 10 years or wherever your goals are, you can look back and see, wow, look at all this stuff that I accomplished. And I reached that big goal and I did all these small little things. And so it really perpetuates more activity. So that's why we should be setting goals. So here's some tips for setting goals. And I wasn't sure how much time I had, so we might even get into the other part of the training. So number one, like I've already said, you want to create a vision for your life. This is my recommendation. This is not something you have to do, is to get a piece of paper, get a pad of paper, go into a really small room and just sit down and just write out all the things that you want, all the things and all the desires of your heart. Just write all of those things down. And then next, you want to break them into different categories. So here's a couple of categories you can use: personal, spiritual growth, health, business, career, money, relationships, significant others, family, friends, recreation, environment. Just break your life into all these different areas that are important, because let me tell you something. If you only set goals for one part of your life, once that side is accomplished, you're not going to be happy. Happiness is filling up that whole pie. It's having a good spiritual life, a good health life, having your money situation good, having good relationships with people. And so we should always have goals in each one of those categories. So as you take that vision that you did, you just sat down and you just wrote all of those things. Take all of those areas that you have, all of those different desires that you have, all those goals, and put them into the different categories that they belong in. There was another really good one that I heard from Tony Robbins. And, I'll see if I can find it before we finish this training. But anyways, you want to take those and put those into the different categories. And then as you're setting these goals, you want to ask yourself why. So this comes from, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Six Sigma. It's the 5 whys. So you ask yourself why every time you do something. So my goal, let's say, is I want to lose weight. Well, why do you want to lose weight? Well, I want to lose weight because I want to be skinny. Okay, great. Okay, why do you want to be skinny? Well, I want to be skinny because, being skinny represents being healthy. Okay, well, why do you want to be healthy? Well, I want to be healthy because I want to live longer. And, well, why do you want to live longer? Well, at the end of the day, I really want to set a good example for my kids. I want them to see what a healthy lifestyle looks like so they don't have to struggle the way that I have, with dealing with weight issues. Now, that's a why that you can get behind. That's a why that when you wake up in the morning and your alarm says, get up and exercise, and you're like, what? I still have 30 more minutes of sleep. No, this is your exercise time. That's the why that's going to get you up, because you're going to see your kids' faces, and that's going to make you motivated to get up, versus saying, I want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. I'm sorry, everyone. This is just Nikisha Bond. It's not going to get me up in the morning. It's just not. I'm sorry. Sometimes it's worth being fat. I'm just saying that. That's not real. I'm just saying that. But the point is that you want to have that why that motivates you, because there's going to be a time where you're going to look at one of your goals that you want to accomplish, and you're going to say, it's just too much. It's just too much. But when you have that why behind each one of these goals, which is why I think it's important to do that activity of writing out everything, no limits, know how you're going to figure it out, categorizing everything, and then going over each one of those goals and really identifying the why, because you'll start to see a common theme. And it's not about the money. It's what the money represents to you. It's not about the weight. It's what the weight represents to you. And that's where you really have to get at, because that's really what's going to drive that change for you. And then number 4, I'm jumping all around in my notes, so don't worry about it. So number 1 was create a vision. Number 2 was ask yourself the whys. And then 3 was look at the categories. I actually switched those. Okay, so number 4, don't despise small beginnings. You may have a huge goal. You want to be a 10-star executive, and you go out there and you invite all these people, and you have your first TTP, and only one person shows up. Oh dear, only one person shows up. Pastor Denise can tell you about that, because when she had her and Pastor Dale, they were on fire. They're sitting there in that big old room, and they got one person in there. But you know what? That person, they joined that business because they looked at that person. It could have been a million people, or it could have been nobody, because they saw the vision that was to come. And I think that's what happens sometimes. We come into this industry, we're really, really excited, and then we start off and it's small. But that's small as you keep having that dedication, you keep having that consistency, you keep having that commitment, turns into something really, really big. So as you're goal setting, don't despise small beginnings. Don't despise wherever you're at. You know, be happy where you're at, because this could be preparing you for wherever you're going to be. You know, so don't ever look at what you have today and say, that's it. You know, be excited and learn from wherever you are so that you can get to wherever your tomorrow is going to be. And then number 5 is you want to take a look at your programming. So this is something that they don't really list when you're talking about goal setting, is look at some of the beliefs that you have. Look at some of the ideas that you have that have constricted you your whole life or guided you your whole life. You know, programming is our conditioning from day to day that has created, reinforced, and cemented most of what we believe. And so, you know, if you have a belief that network marketing, you've been in lots of network marketing companies and it doesn't work, and I've never seen anybody make any money, then you have to work on your belief about network marketing. And no amount of goals of growing your team to this and making this much money is going to help you to get there if you don't change your programming. And so since I have a little bit of time, Pastor Denise, if you will, I just want to talk about some of the things that have to do with our beliefs. One is your feelings. You know, your feelings determine what we do and how well we do it. You know, how do you feel about what you do? Are you looking forward to your life? Are you looking forward to talking to people about this business? Do you enjoy sharing your story? You know, but what causes your feelings, and why do you feel this way? If you're saying, you know, I really am so nervous to go out there and just share, you know, what I've experienced on this products because, you know, how I don't know how people are going to look at me. You know, well, you have to look at why do you feel that way? And that's part of your attitudes, which are the perspectives in which you view life. You know, whatever your attitude about anything, good or bad, affects the way we feel about it. You have a good attitude, you're going to feel really, really good about it. If you have a negative attitude about network marketing, you're going to feel negative about talking to people. You're going to feel negative about growing your business and growing your team. You're going to feel negative about sharing the product. You know, if you have a positive outlook about network marketing, you know, maybe this is your first time and you're really, really excited, and this is a great way for people to earn money. When you go out there and you talk to people, your attitude is going to be a lot more positive because you feel a lot better about it, and it's going to be easier to build that belief in yourself and in others. And then how do we get rid of bad attitudes if you no longer want them? And this is, you know, important when we're looking at goal setting, because you have to deal with your beliefs, because it's your beliefs that control your attitudes. You know, belief doesn't require that something be true. It's just what we believe to be true, meaning that our reality to each of us is what we have come to believe is true, whether it's true or not. You know, there are some people who believe that eating right and exercising will make sure that they stay thin, and they do that. And then there's some people who don't believe that, and they don't do that. And you can see, because you can see in their beliefs. And that's why losing weight is so hard. I bring that one up because it's one of those things that it's not that people don't know what to do. People know what to do, but that doesn't necessarily make you free. It's actually acting on that. And a lot of that has to do with our beliefs. And so when we're setting our goals, we have to not only just look at the external, you know, things that we want, we also have to look inside, which is why it's good to take those categories and really spread them out. You know, if you say, I hear Nikisha talking about personal development every single week, and she says, you know, you should be reading and you should be learning from others and you should always be growing, you should always be learning, but I'm not doing that. That might be a really great goal, and that might be something that you want to go back and do your 5 whys and say, why is it that I don't? If I know that to be true, then why is it that I don't do the things that I know to be true? Because I think if you go back and do those 5 why exercises, you'll find out that there's some belief system in there that you have to work on, that you have to change. So I hope that this has given everybody some tips and tricks that they can use when they're setting their goals. And don't make it just a quick, oh, you know, here's the top 5 things that I want to do. Great. Thank you. See you in 2016. No, really sit down and create that vision for your life. This should be really, really fun, because it's that vision and that inspiration that's going to propel you for the next 2015, or even for the next 30 days or the next 90 days or the next 6 months. Whatever your goals are, just break them up, put some dates on them. You know, you'll be good to go. All right, Pastor Denise, back to you.
Great training. But family, this is what we call mastermind training, because, again, everything that Nikisha has shared, it works. See, she's giving you recipes that work. And just like when baking a cake, if you follow everything that's on that box, if you put in all the ingredients, you're going to get a perfect cake. And this is what Nikisha is bringing us every morning. The recipe to success, the tools that make it work. Nikisha, you shared earlier that, as you reach your goals, you feel good about it. You have to post them. You say you stick up and you get to walk past them each day and mark it off that you accomplished that goal, that's done. That's such a fulfillment. That's such a joy when you set a goal and you can mark it off the list because it's accomplished. It's done. That feels good, man. What it does, it builds spiritual muscle. See, we can build physical muscle by lifting weights. But when you make a commitment out of your mouth to set a goal, you have a vision, now you're going forth to it, and you've accomplished that, you've just built yourself spiritual muscle. And as your spiritual muscle begins to grow, it becomes almost impossible for you not to accomplish anything that you want to do. It really does. And it's almost as soon as you speak it, it's almost done. And Nikisha, you also shared how, I think you said it was in a college or high school where they did a percentage of people who actually set goals for themselves. And you said that only 3%, they discovered out of 100, only 3% of those people literally set goals for themselves. 3%. That confirms something that Pastor Bill and I teach our young people, that there's basically 3 categories of people. You need to determine which category you're in. And the categories are, there's 80% of the population, 80% of the population are followers. 10% of the populations are considered destroyers, or the middle person. They're not really disciplined enough to be the leader, and they're too smart to be a follower. So they kind of in between, they kind of destroy everything. They really want to be the leader, but they're not disciplined enough to do it. And then only 3% of the population are actually leaders. And what Nikisha just shared, it confirms that, 3%. So are you a 3% leader? Are you an 87% follower? Are you a 10% destroyer? Figure out where you are and get in the category that you want to be in. These wonderful tips, Nikisha, I have them all written down. I'm going to look at them and read over them again, and I'm going to see what I'm not applying and what I need to apply. Because 2015, we are knocking the door down, and we are taking it by storm. Thank you for bringing all these great tips to us. I think Pastor Joe is here.
Yeah, I am on the line. Sorry I wasn't on earlier, but, Nikisha gets better every week. I don't know if you guys know this. Every week she gets better as a coach, giving us information. And this was some really, really good, solid training that we got here today. And you guys really appreciate what you guys are getting here because, we can have Nikisha in a ballroom charging $150, for everybody to come in and get this kind of training, and we're getting it free. We're getting it free every Monday here on the Telcall. So you want to make sure that your team is getting this information. You're passing the information to them. You're making sure that they get connected to the recordings of this because this is some really, really good information to help people keep moving forward in their goals, in their visions, in their dreams to be successful. We all got in this company for a reason. Let's make sure that 2015, we don't lose focus on the reason why we got into this business. Back to you, Pastor.
That's right. Ask yourself your why. The why. And stick to your why. Stick to your vision. Like Keisha said earlier, without a vision, the people perish. But it also says if you're faithful over little, you will be made ruler over much. Let's go out to the UK to Dr. Nita Poole with our post for today. Dr. Poole, are you there?
I am here. I hope everyone had a very, 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 very Merry Christmas. And we're all looking forward to an absolutely outstanding TEI, which includes Team Effort Network and My Video Talk. We're looking for an outstanding 2015, which we're all going to create. So, yeah, very excited, Denise, very excited. Here's some recent headlines. Apart from the positivity of 2015, the NHS here in the UK, serious troubles, even over Christmas and New Year. Headlines are, bed cuts leave mentally ill children in cells. More than 30 children suffering from mental health crises have been held in police stations in Devon and Cornwall in the UK, the government admitted, because of the shortage of beds for mentally ill people. Now, why do I mention that? We've had people with autism, with learning disorders, with depression, including children, on the TEN sprays. We don't claim to treat, cure, or prevent, but they have improved. We have recorded testimonials, literally, of people who have improved. So, you know, it's outstanding. Other headlines about the healthcare system. We are living an average of 30 years longer than we did centuries ago. This is a mixed blessing because obviously, fantastic. We're living longer, healthcare advances. However, we are living longer but with more illnesses. Alzheimer's, cancer, stroke, diabetes, all on the increase. Why? Lifestyle we lead, poor nutrition. Although we're eating a lot, we're getting obese, but we're not getting the right kind of nutrition our body really needs. What are the TEN sprays? They're nutritional supplements, natural nutritional supplements. So, you know, it's absolutely fantastic. In fact, you know, recent science, they're actually talking about having some size implants in our bodies to help with things like arthritis and diabetes by transmitting impulses to our nerves that help to maybe one day produce insulin and help things like arthritis. Now, why is that relevant to us? We've got people with arthritis and diabetes who have actually improved with our TEN sprays, you know, particularly the D spray, which has helped their D deficiency, and the D helps many, many different body functions, plus the B spray, plus the antioxidant sprays, which all help with any inflammatory disorder, and inflammation is at the core of things like diabetes and arthritis. So, you know, again, we don't claim to treat, cure, or prevent, but we've got testimonials of not just one person, not just two people, not just three people, but many people with these types of disorders who have improved. You know, other headlines we've got, 300 patients a day have had their surgery cancelled by the NHS here in the UK. Why? Because no beds, not enough beds in hospital to actually, you know, house them after their surgery. You know, this is absolutely incredible to think that we've got things that could have the potential to help them. In fact, there's a staffing crisis in the NHS. Almost 10% of consultant and paramedic jobs, paramedics being, you know, the medics that rush out on emergencies, etc., to people, 10% of those jobs are unfulfilled. Well, that is definitely an NHS in difficulty. And you know, if one doesn't believe that things in the West are in difficulty in terms of healthcare, listen to this. Virgin boss Sir Richard Branson, here's the headline, bid to take over cancer and end-of-life care in the NHS on a privatisation deal worth £1.2 billion. So, you know, we're looking at big companies now going in for NHS bids for the privatisation of the UK NHS. Now, obviously, it will be certain sections. There will be some that is still not privatised, but, you know, we're beginning to see huge changes because of the healthcare system under strain. Now, what can we all do? Because, okay, every country doesn't have an NHS, but every country has a certain element of healthcare system. Every country has pharmaceuticals that work on only really blockbuster drugs. They have to work on drugs that are going to give them the payback for the enormous amount of money that goes into research for these new drugs. And so the whole of the pharmaceutical industry also, because it's floated on the stock market, works on massive profit to be able to pay for the research and to be able to pay the shareholders. What are the kinds of things they're putting their research into? To cancer drugs, Alzheimer's drugs, respiratory drugs. Those are kinds of things because they believe them to be the blockbuster earning drugs. What do we have? We have natural vitamin, mineral, antioxidant, and energy sprays that have already, we have testimonials that have helped things like Alzheimer's. We've got people who couldn't go out of their house and make a journey themselves without completely getting lost, now having a quality of life where they are actually doing things for themselves. Their families are happier. Their families are better by knowing that their relatives are happier. Their relatives are productive in terms of what they're doing in their daily life, and their relatives know where they're walking and know what they're doing. So, we have to have something in our hands that is absolutely outstanding, and an outstanding pay plan as well, so people can, literally earn money to help pay for these wonderful oral natural sprays and help them earn money to be able to have the kind of lifestyle that they want, whether it is to have some treats or have holidays or educate their children or to be able to do and have the things that they want. So, it's absolutely outstanding. It is about setting our goals, exactly as Nikisha said, fantastic training. Let's set our goals and then let's make it happen. So Arthur C. Clarke said, the only way of finding the limits of the possible is by going beyond them into the impossible. So it may seem not possible now, folks, but it is possible. Step out and go into the impossible because it's all there. Aristotle said, first, have a definite, clear, practical ideal, a goal, an objective. Second, have the necessary means to achieve your ends, wisdom, money, materials, and methods. Third, adjust all your means to that one single end goal. And that's exactly it in a nutshell. First, have a definite objective. Know what your why is. Know what you want to do. And know that the TEN oral sprays can actually help you achieve that. And then second, have the necessary means to do that. Have the wisdom to realize you have something outstanding in your hands. Put a little bit of money, invest a little bit of money, but mainly time into marketing it and sharing it as much as possible. And third, adjust your focus to that one goal. Sharing TEN everywhere. Everywhere you go, everywhere you're on the internet, anyone you speak to, and everywhere you could potentially market. Jamie Palenti said, limitations live only in our minds. But if we use our imaginations, our possibilities become limitless. This is an unlimited pay plan. And we have limitless imaginations, every single one of us. So just visualize what you want, set down on paper how you're going to get there, and share. TEN sprays. Back to you, Denise.
Wow, Dr. Poole, thank you so much. That was a lot of great information Dr. Poole shared, and I hope you guys kind of wrote it down. I mean, the fact that there's 300 patients that's scheduled for surgery, a couple a day, because there's no more rooms in the hospital, no more beds in the hospital. We have some work to do, now. We got to really move because we can help these patients. Like we said, we can't claim that our sprays can heal or cure. But as you can see, nutrition is needed. The body needs it. Dr. Poole also said we're living 30 years longer, but with more illnesses. And the illnesses is due to a lack of nutrition. So we're doing better. We know that we're doing good as people that we are around because we have these awesome vitamin sprays. I love it, Dr. Poole, when you said our pay plan, our compensation plan is unlimited pay. I hope you guys heard that. Unlimited. That means someone has handed you a blank check. What are you going to fill it out to say? It's up to you. It has been a great call. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us today. Nikisha Bond gave us some awesome training on goal setting. Goal setting is so very, very important for the life of you, for the life of your business. Goal setting does so much. Don't take it lightly. Everyone who's ever succeeded and is successful today have started by setting goals, writing them, and say them, and confess them. And Dr. Poole also talked about this implant. Did you hear that? That they want to give this implant to people as a result of medications or whatever gets put in their body. Come on, family. We can't let that happen. We cannot let them take the mark, right? We can't let them take the mark. Get the sprays out. Share. Share your story. Share your testimony. Let people know what these vitamin sprays have done to the people that you have shared them with, and get them in their hands and let them take charge of their life and their health and their financial freedom and everything else that they want to do in life. I want to thank you all once again. Pastor, do you have anything to say before we close out?
No, great call, guys. You guys did a great job. Dr. Nita always hit it out of the park. And again, Nikisha Bond always delivering excellent coaching, and she's getting better and better and better. So we're excited. Got a lot of things coming up for the new year, so stay tuned. Look forward to building your business, growing your business, and staying focused.
Stay focused, family. Don't forget to join Prissy. Prissy's going to be on the call for the Spanish-speaking guest in just about 20 minutes at 9:10 a.m. Pacific. John, right thing at this number. Get your Spanish-speaking friends on. Miss Prissy, Mercedes-Benz driver, will be on the call to share with all of our Spanish-speaking guests and friends all the great things that's happening and Team Up Network and about the 10 extravaganza. So let's family get your guests and get your team focused on getting to the 10 extravaganza. You don't want to miss that. Also tonight, join. Who's on tonight, Pastor Bill? It's Monday. I always get a mix-up. Who's on tonight? Is that Barry Hackle? Barry Hackle is on tonight at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join Barry Hackle and hear more great things that's happening here in Team Up Network. And be back with us again tomorrow morning because we have more great leaders on to give you some things that's going to move you from facts to faith to action. Go out there and make it happen. Believe in yourself. Set your goals. Family, you are loved and you are greatly appreciated. God bless you and have a blessed day on purpose. Mwah.